When you look at the pyramid of black intellect as perceived by the establishment, including the atheists, the Luciferians, the military conformists, and all the philosophies and groups and movements that they push, it is pretty much the same symbol as the pyramid on the dollar bill, where the top is replaced by the all-seeing eye, by people who see it their way on all sides. So whether you're looking at the stated social order of society, the legal order, whether you're looking at the spiritual order, you're looking at the military order, and so on. At the top, it's the same. These are the snakes who are snaking the lion, the natural leaders. Now think about how statisticians such as Galton, or military generals in secret societies such as Pike, or people that started intelligence agencies such as Truman might see it. Well, who's the biggest threat to the Masonic establishment? They want their wisest and their best, as perceived by them, to lead everyone. And of course, no wise man would go for that. So automatically that top layer of our pyramid, and this is what I would agree with with them about, that these are our wisest and our best. They're replaced by Luciferian dogs. So they're building from the second to the top layer. You see what I'm saying? They're the eye of the secret society, and they're building all of these orders, all of these societies, all of these schools of thought without their natural leaders, without their martial arts leaders, who has everyone hiding, tail tucked, making excuses, slowing down his videos, drugging him, trying to provoke him, knowing what's at stake. Whether they are spiritual leaders, whether they are military leaders, the people who are the most skilled and naturally gifted are replaced because they have a natural tendency to see things like Jesus or Horus or any one of these protagonists in these countless tales we find all over the world, where you see that righteous men tend to triumph over evil men, and that is the tendency of nature. Naturally. Until you drift into the artificial and the unnatural, and you force people to conform to the artificial and to philosophies based on unnatural and illogical narcissistic thought. So you have technology, drugs, gyms, and non-traditional martial arts that have threatened, the intangible heritage being passed on by martial arts systems of people's respective cultures. Okay, that's how it starts. It ends with all the microchips and the implants. Once you have done that, now there's no point in doing martial arts. We may as well be playing, video games, or fighting robots or something, because we've strayed so far from the natural into the artificial. And he who is some kind of, geek who's good at computers, or who can think of a cool way to put an implant in their body, right, like a geek or something, is going to come out on top unnaturally instead of our natural leaders. So, and also when you have people examining these things, right, who are they? Most people looking at these things aren't martial artists. They're not people like me that have people hiding from challenges, slapping them with, 4 G's or something, They're people from a psychology-based culture with their mainstream non-martial artist perceptions of skill. Laughable at best. In other words, if somebody who's not a martial artist comes up to me and says, "You're not as good as you say you are," just like, you may as well be a frog telling me that. What the fuck do you know about it? You can buzz off, And so you get a lot of that, right? A lot of these people weighing in. You're not as good as you say you are. And those who really understand martial arts culture, who really do their research, and they see how martial artists are social controllers as well. A lot of them are Masons and in secret societies, and they push, they have American flags in their studios. They're part of the military network. Look at what's his name, Chuck Norris. He was in the Navy or something like that, right? So you see that these guys are a bunch of New World Order, social controllers looking for deviant behavior, including challenging the existing social order. by trying to take your rightful place, for instance, as God would have you do. So obviously these people by default are the enemies of God, no matter how you slice it. If the righteous man was to come into this world, would he be in a secret society? I think we all know no fucking way. No fucking way. And if he was, he would separate himself from that. Done. That's all she wrote. So it's very obvious that we live in a society designed to keep the prophets and anyone who manifests qualities similar to prophets from rising to power. A Messiah-like figure, a leader to unite the uncontrolled opposition. Now, if the uncontrolled opposition can only exist in a military form because you've rigged the system, then all you have to really look out for is somebody who's trying to unite militant types of people. A martial artist, for instance, who demands the truth and not some kind of secret society, college rapist, privileged, skull and bones type ninny, rig the deck type bitch leading his people. Thank you.